Hey, what's up guys, it's Dark Arm Duelist and today doing a Gate Guardian deck profile. So I'm really excited to do some for you guys because this deck is an extremely nostalgic deck that's currently one of my favorite decks to play. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of Notification Squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. Again, your name, description, every single video, getting assigned cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your Patreon. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're playing 2 copies of Sanga of the Thunder, 2 copies of Kazejin, and 2 copies of Suijin. I feel like playing 2 copies of each of the Gate Guardian pieces is correct for this deck to basically just give you the maximum amount of ways to go in for your Gate Guardian fusion plays. These cards are amazing, they're super nostalgic, and they're really awesome to be able to put on your side of the field so you can go into your awesome Gate Guardian fusion monsters, including Gate Guardian Combine. We then play a single copy of Dark Guardian. Dark Guardian is an amazing boss monster for this deck and just absolutely crazy. This card is usually always treated as a Gate Guardian card. It cannot be normal summoned or set. It must either be special summoned by Dark Element or special summoned from your hand or graveyard by shuffling in your deck one each of your Gate Guardian pieces that's in your hand, face up from your field, graveyard, and or banishment. It also cannot be destroyed by battle, and if this card is special summoned by the effect of Dark Element, it's unaffected by other monster effects or your opponent's activated spell effects, which is absolutely insane. This card is just so difficult for your opponent to deal with, especially when it comes out with 3,800 attack points. We then play 3 copies of Labyrinth Heavy Tank. Labyrinth Heavy Tank is definitely a 3F in this deck, and this card is absolutely phenomenal. And has the ability that you can normal summon this card without tributing. Also, it cannot attack the turn it's normal summon, but during your main phase, you can actually place one of your Gate Guardian pieces that's banished or in your hand or deck face up in your spell and trap card zone as a continuous spell. Then, if you control a copy of a Labyrinth Wall card, you can actually destroy a monster your opponent controls, which is a great effect to be able to use just to help you pop a monster on the field while also getting one of our Gate Guardian pieces on our side of the field so we can step into an awesome fusion play. We then play 3 copies of Shadow Ghoul of the Labyrinth. This card is basically the Rhoda for the deck because this card helps us get to our field spell, which is absolutely amazing. This card has the ability you can discard this card and then add a Labyrinth Wall card from your deck to your hand, which is a great effect to help us get to our field spell, Labyrinth Wall Shadow. This card also has a crazy powerful effect that at the start of the damage step, if your opponent's monster battles while you control a Labyrinth Wall card, you can actually banish this card from the graveyard and destroy that opponent's monster, which is a really cool effect that might surprise your opponent when this card's in the grave. We then play 2 copies of Elemental Hero Prisma. Prisma is really good to be able to play in the deck because we can easily summon this card off of a Hero Lives, and it's just a really cool card overall in the deck because you can actually reveal a copy of one of your Gate Guardian fusions, like your copy of Gate Guardian Combine, to be able to send any of your Gate Guardian pieces to the graveyard directly from your deck so you can step into an awesome fusion play while also getting a copy of one of your Gate Guardian pieces on the field, as this card's name will actually become that Gate Guardian piece's name, which is just really cool. We then play 2 copies of Magician Souls. Magician Souls is really cool in the deck as a 2 of because when you place your Gate Guardian pieces on your side of the field through a bunch of different effects like your copy of your Labyrinth Heavy Tank, you can actually use them as spell cards to be able to use them with your copy of Magician Souls to give you additional draws. Magician Souls is also really good in the deck because it helps you send your copy of Kazejin to the graveyard to be able to special summon it out to your side of the field, as this card has the effect that you can actually, if this card's in the hand, send a level 6 or higher spellcaster monster from your deck to the graveyard to be able to special summon this card, and your copy of Kazejin is actually a spellcaster, meaning this card is basically Foolish Burial for Kazejin, which is really cool. We then play a single copy of Illusion of Chaos. Illusion of Chaos is great in the deck as one to be able to search out our copy of Magician Souls. Plus, this card actually works really well with our copies of Preparation of Rites, which is why we just play a single copy of Illusion of Chaos to be able to search out our copy of Magician Souls. We then play 3 copies of Kashtira of Fenrir. Fenrir is just really good in the deck overall as a 3-of because it's easy to special summon out to your side of the field if you don't control a monster, plus it helps you spot and remove cards off the field, and it can search an additional copy of itself directly from your deck to your hand, which is such a powerful effect. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom is definitely a 3-of in the build to basically just stop your opponent from touching the deck. So, that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Riryoku Guardian. This card is really good as a 1-of in the deck, and this card is such a powerful card because it has the ability that if your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can actually target one monster you control with Gate Guardian in its original name and half your opponent's life points. Then that monster gains attack equal to your opponent's life points, which is such a powerful effect as you can boost up your copy of Gate Guardian combined all the way up to 7,750 if your opponent's at a perfect 8,000 life points, giving it a 4,000 attack point boost, also halving your opponent's life points. You can also use the effect of this card when it's in the graveyard that you can banish this card in the graveyard to add one of your Gate Guardian pieces from your deck or banishment to your hand, which is a really cool effect to instantly get one of your Gate Guardian pieces so we can go in for more plays. We then play 2 copies of Preparation of Rites. This card searches out our copy of Illusion of Chaos, which is why we play this card as a 2-of in the deck to help us search out our copy of Illusion of Chaos directly from our deck to our hand so we can get to our copy of Magician Souls. Plus, if we already have Magician Souls, we can use this card with Magician Souls to get us additional draws. We then play 2 copies of Dark Element. Dark Element is so cool in this deck because it helps us summon out our copy of Dark Guardian. This card is usually, if you have a Gate Guardian monster in your graveyard, you can pay half your life points to special summon a level 11 or higher Gate Guardian monster from your hand, deck, or extract, ignoring its summoning conditions, which is such a powerful ability to instantly summon out our copy of Dark Guardian using this card's effect. This card also has the ability, just like your copy of Riryoku Guardian, that you can actually banish this card from your graveyard to add one of your copies of your Gate Guardian pieces from your deck or banishment to your hand. We then play 2 copies of Double Attack Wind and Thunder. Double Attack Wind and Thunder is really good as a 2-of in the deck just to help you pop cards on the field, because if you control a Gate Guardian monster, you can actually target a card on the field and destroy it, and it also shares the effect just like your copy of Dark Element to be able to grab one of your Gate Guardian pieces. We then play 3 copies of A Hero Lives. A Hero Lives is definitely a 3-of in the deck and such a powerful card to help us summon out a copy of Elemental Hero Prisma from our deck to our side of the field, but you do have to control no monsters and you have to pay half your life points to be able to special summon it out directly from your deck to your side of the field, which is such a powerful ability to instantly get a copy of Prisma on your side of the field, so you can basically reveal your copy of Gate Guardian combined and basically send the exact Gate Guardian piece you need in the graveyard to go in for an awesome play. We then play 3 copies of Fusion Deployment. Fusion Deployment is definitely a 3-of in the deck, so you can actually reveal your copy of Gate Guardian combined to be able to summon out any of the Gate Guardian pieces you want directly from your deck to your side of the field, but it does lock you into fusion plays for the rest of the turn. We then play 3 copies of Labyrinth Wall Shadow. Labyrinth Wall Shadow is really cool as a 3-of field spell in the deck, because this card has such a powerful ability that monsters cannot attack the turn they are summoned except monsters whose original level is 5 or higher. Also, once per turn, during your main phase, you can actually place one of your copies of your Gate Guardian that's banished and in your hand or deck face up in your spell and trap card zone as a continuous spell, which is a great effect to instantly place one of our monsters in our spell and trap card zone, so we can basically go in for our Gate Guardian fusion monsters. This card is really good as a 3-of in the deck. This is also not a once per turn, so if you have multiple copies of this card, you can actually activate one, place a Gate Guardian piece in your back row, and then once you do, activate another copy of this card and place a second copy of a Gate Guardian piece in your back row, which is really cool. This card also has a really cool ability that at the start of your opponent's battle phase, you can actually target a monster your opponent controls with less than 1600 attack and destroy it, basically meaning the field spell can attack. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're just going to be playing one, and that's going to be a single copy of Angel Statue. Angel Statue is really cool as a 1-of in the deck to be able to work with our copy of our Silhouette Rabbit. And this card basically just is a walking negate, which is really cool for special summon monsters, and it's easily set to our side of the field with our copy of Silhouette Rabbit. This card is really good in the deck as a 1-of, and it does summon itself out to your side of the field as a trap monster, which can be really helpful to protect our life points, because it special summons itself as an effect monster that's a fairy light, level 4, 1800 attack, and 1800 defense, and is still treated as a trap card, which is a really cool effect. So, that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start off with Gate Guardian Combine. Gate Guardian Combine is really good in the deck, but I feel like 2 copies is really all you need. This card is super unique. It does require all 3 of the Gate Guardian pieces to make this card, but it must be special summoned from your extra deck by banishing the above cards from your hand, field, and or graveyard, which is a really cool ability because your other Gate Guardian fusions, the 2-segment versions, actually require you to have the Gate Guardian pieces on your side of the field, where this one can actually use your Gate Guardian monsters from your hand, field, and or graveyard, which is such a powerful effect. This card also has the ability that when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets card that you control, quick effect, you can actually negate the activation and we do destroy that card, and you can only use the effect of this card up to thrice per turn, which is insane that for each piece it gives you targeting protection, which is absolutely crazy. Also, if this face-up special summon card in its owner's control leaves the field by an opponent's card, you can actually special summon a level 11 or lower Gate Guardian monster from your deck or extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions, which is such a powerful effect that you can basically summon out any of your other Gate Guardian fusions off this card's effect if your opponent does decide to deal with this card. We then played 2 copies of Gate Guardian of Wind and Water. Gate Guardian of Wind and Water is definitely a 2-of in the deck. This card actually requires a copy of your Kazujin and Sujin on your side of the field, and you have to banish those monsters. You do not have to use polymerization. The 2 segments actually require you to have the monsters on your side of the field to be able to just banish those monsters and summon out your Gate Guardian pieces or Gate Guardian fusion monsters, which is really cool. But this card is actually amazing in this deck. This card has the ability once per chain when your opponent activates a spell or trap card or an effect on the field, quick effect, you can negate the activation and use that effect up to twice per turn, which is such a powerful effect. This card is actually a walking spell and trap negate twice per turn. This card also has the ability, just like all of your other 2-segment pieces, that if it does leave the field by an opponent's card, you can special summon one of the 2 banished pieces that make up the fusion, which is really cool to be able to summon out a copy of either Kazujin or Sujin out to your side of the field. We then play a single copy of Gate Guardian of Thunder and Wind. Gate Guardian of Thunder and Wind is great in the deck as a 1-of because this card has a really cool ability that helps you search out your cards that mention Gate Guardian directly from your deck to your hand, because during the main phase you can actually add a spell or trap card from your deck to your hand that mentions all the Gate Guardian pieces, which is just really cool about this card's effect. We then play a single copy of Gate Guardian of Water and Thunder. Gate Guardian of Water and Thunder is really cool in the deck as a 1-of because this card helps you drop your opponent's attack points down to 0. As it has the ability once per chain, quick effect, you can actually target a face-up monster that your opponent controls and change its attack to 0 until the end of this turn, and you can only effect this card up to twice per turn, which is a great effect to help you drop your opponent's attack points down to 0 so that you can protect your life points and protect your monsters. Then play a single copy of Dark Armed, the Dragon of Annihilation. This card is so cool to be able to play in the deck. It tells you pop cards on the field. It's just an awesome boss monster to be able to make in this deck. It's just so cool to be able to summon out to your side of the field. We then play a single copy of Typhon. Typhon is amazing in this build as a 1-of, just as a great option to be able to make in this deck, especially if you go second. We then play a single copy of Zeus. Zeus is just really good because we do play a couple of Xyzs in the deck in the form of Typhon and Dark Arm. So this card is great to be able to make in this build to help you board wipe the field. And play a single copy of Access Code Talker. Access Code is so cool in this deck to help you pop multiple cards on the field, plus it comes out absolutely massive. Then play a single copy of Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos. This card is great in the deck because we play so many different level 7 monsters, so this card is really good to be able to make in the deck, because if this card is link summoned using a level 7 or higher monster as material, your opponent cannot target it with card effects, also cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects either. And when it destroys the opponent's monster at battle, you can activate one of its 3 effects to either make this card card, go up by 1,500 attack points. You make second attack during the next battle phase of the next turn, or you just non-targeting banish a card off the field, which is such a cool effect. We then made a single copy of Selene. Selene is really good in the deck to help us climb into a copy of Access Code. We then made a single copy of Syl Hat Rabbit. Syl Hat Rabbit is really good at helping us get our copy of our Angel statue on our side of the field. Plus, this is one of my favorite Link monsters, so it's really cool to be able to play in this deck. We made a single copy of SP Little Knight. SP Little Knight's really good in the deck as a 1-of. You could change this card out for Nightmare Phoenix or Unicorn, which usually probably change it out for Nightmare Unicorn to help you spin cards off the field. But if you have a copy of SP Little Knight, definitely play this card because it's a double interruption. We made a single copy of IP Masquerena. IP is really good in the deck as a 1-of to help you summon your copy of SP Little Knight during the opponent's turn. So, that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoy it. This deck is super fun to be able to play. If you guys have never played a Gate Guardian deck before, you should definitely give this deck a try because it's so fun to be able to play, and it's absolutely amazing to help you make all of your awesome Gate Guardian cards on your side of the field. It's one of my favorite decks to currently play because it's so nostalgic and it's so amazing to summon out the Gate Guardian fusion monsters because they're so powerful. So that's gonna do for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.